And maybe are we here?
There we
Yes.
go.
Yes, we're live. We're live.
All right.
Welcome, guys, to the 2024 first edition of
First
Tuga
edition.
Tuesdays. We're live here with a great mind, Agostino, Mr. Benfica, with the most jinxer historian
Yeah.
in
Historian
Sporting Club
looking for the
history,
jinx.
Mr. Derek
I'm
Gomez.
looking for the jinx. Yeah.
He's always looking for something like that. Man. No, Nino, don't jinx it. Nino, don't do this. Don't say that. You're gonna lose the game. And then they ended up winning, right? Like crazy, at the top of the standings.
Yeah.
And during this incredible winter, man. This is I don't think I ever said this before. I'm excited for the winter, man. I'm so excited for the winter to come. In the Primera Liga, technically, we're not to the midpoint yet, right? It's a couple more games.
Couple more,
But it's the end of the
2 games. Yeah.
2023 year.
Mhm.
And Sporting still at the top of the standings. Please, Mr. Derek Gomez, give me your
We're still-
opening for tonight.
We're still clinging. It's a 1 point. 1 point. That was a really tough game.
Mhm.
The Portimonense game. That was tough. That was
Yeah.
really tough. Yeah, it was really tough. And now we got a very tough game coming up. We're playing against
Estoril, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that, about the Surreal and Roca. Man, I'm telling you.
And it's like I feel that I'm like responsible for Estoril being as good as they are now because I remember I threw Vasco Seabra under the bus a couple episodes back on Tuga Tuesdays, and since then they haven't lost. So I think Vasco Seabra watches this, and he's really and he's
Hey, guys,
sticking it to me. That's what he's doing.
Everybody say hi to Matt.
That's what he's doing. He's sticking it to me. I bet.
Say hi to Matt, our viewer from the UK. The guy, man, he wakes up with us, man. Yeah, what time is it over there? It's like 5 in the morning or so. Yeah, I appreciate it, Matt. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mr. Benfica, tell me about your team right now. Give me your opener for the night. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Finally getting some consistent performances, stabilizing a little bit. I heard you call him King Arthur, by the way. I like that because I tweeted that after the Champions League game when he scored that one to put us in the Europa League, and then I heard you call him when he scored against Salzburg. I tweeted that I called him King Arthur, joking, and then I heard you call him King Arthur on the telecast, and I like that. But then someone reminded me we had a King Arthur years ago in goal, so this is King Arthur II.
We did.
The first one, man. He's scoring his first goal in the tournament.
Yeah, it was needed. It was needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting, I think, run all the way to the end. I think all three teams are gonna stay in contact with each other, and it's gonna go all the way to the last day.
Hey, there's another match. How many matches do we have, man? There's a Matt Channel, Matt Raposo. All the matches.
all the mats are inside.
Man.
All right.
That's fine. Yeah, Matt Raposo said that Derek is the man. All right.
There we go.
Oh yeah. That's my brother-in-law.
Come on, why? You're supposed to say that, man. Just say thank you, Matt, man. No,
thank you. Another follower, yeah.
Hey, listen, guys, listen. It should be exciting right now because of the news tonight, right, Mikey?
Oh,
yeah, we'll see.
Huh?
We'll see.
They shelled out big bucks.
Marcos Leonardo is coming into town.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've shelled out money before, and it's not always worked out. So we'll see. But that's a lot of forwards.
You're not excited. You're not
It's
excited.
a lot of forwards. It's a lot of forwards. I mean,
yeah, because we were just talking about King Arthur, but I'm thinking that this might be King Arthur's replacement.
And it makes very little sense to me to spend that kind of money on him, and 6 months later, dump him off unless somebody's coming with a pile of money that you can't refuse. But on his form, I can't understand who's going to come with that kind of money.
No.
So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that they, 2 days into the market, they've gone and gotten a striker. I mean, with other,
Why not?
gaping
Because
holes in the team.
none of the other strikers are working out for you
I
guys.
get it, but now we have 5. I mean, and you got to dump somebody, and we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
Who,
I mean,
who would you like? Who would you dump if you were
dump?
all right? Mr. Roger Smith. Now it's Mr. Mike D'Agostino, your consigliere. All right. What
Mhm.
is your advice to Mr. Roger Smith?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because what are you going by? You going by the salary? You going by how much you can get on the market? Because the cheapest guy is Tinkstead. So I mean, and he's not cheap, but that's probably the cheapest guy we got. Um,
But this
you're
is
bringing in
his
another
second
big
season.
set.
How many goals did he score?
I think 2. I think he's got 2. If my mind.
But he scored a big one though.
But they're worth 6
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
he
He's got
scored
two
a big one,
winners.
man.
He's got 2 winners. He's got that one and against Estrella too.
Yeah, that one brought
He-
me. That was the one that brought me to my knees.
I've been there.
Yeah.
But
Kelvin did that to me a decade ago. So I mean,
who could forget that moment?
yeah, exactly. I probably shouldn't even talk about that. But
Hey guys, but right now, if I were Benfica, I wouldn't be so focused on the quality of the strikers and the quality of
No.
the goals, but
Yeah.
because you need quantity, you need to pound numbers. Because it's just like you. I mean, this game, it was a tricky game for Benfica. It was tricky.
and they were always going to be tricky. Famalicão. They've been
And
tough for us.
I mean, they got like 5. I mean, I did a show earlier today of the weekly show that we do all the recaps and stuff.
Yeah.
And, we got I counted it from the minute 65 to the 5 minutes before they go the second goal from Rafa.
Mm-hmm.
5 big chances. For Famalicão,
Mhm.
if John Del Cádiz was on a different state of mind, it would have been a disaster for Benfica. You basically you escaped the disaster by that fantastic run from Rafa. I mean, congratulations to Rafa on their 300 matches for Benfica.
He keeps on making
Still the man. For
sound
me,
like
he's still the man in with the Eagles.
Yeah. And Truman has landed, he's delivered 4 or 5 points at this point. Matches that should have been ties that were wins because of him, or even should have been losses, and he held on to ties. You talk about the 2 ties in a row we had, just a few weeks ago. He was huge in those 2. So that's another big thing. We've only scored 28 goals, but we got only 10 allowed. So, I mean, we're not scoring, but we're not conceding either. So,
we're
6-1.
going to talk about that in a few about Braga also, and then appreciate it, Derek, for you sending this the Braga schedule for January. It's just brutal.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Man. You better put your helmets on. You better put sleep with your helmets on, man, because it's just gonna be either a massacre, or it's gonna be something spectacular from Braga that we now
it's a make or break.
We are overlooking Braga. Okay?
It's a make or break month for Braga.
I just looked at it. You're not kidding.
It's a make or break. Their softest game is their softest game is away at Famalicão.
They're playing the 5 toughest games they can possibly play all in 1 month.
That's the toughest month I've seen. I mean,
wow.
You got to play Guimarães Sport for the league. Then you got to play Sporting for the Taça da Liga, Taça Portugal, Benfica.
Yeah,
and you're away
crazy.
at Famalicão. It's like this is just like
what a month.
It's a nightmare month.
Yeah.
I just hope that everybody went to church and they're all confessing sins.
No kidding, right?
Yeah. That's why they're the bishops, right?
Matt, he stole my line, man. Hey, Matt, are you a mind reader? Because Matt here says that meanwhile Porto are reduced to 1 striker with Tony Martinez. Navarro went out to loan to Olympiacos.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I was going to say that. He's a mind reader, man. All right. Yeah, I was going to say that the Porto, and of course, you can never, ever count them out. Ever.
You can't.
But the situation right now with the strikers, it's just it's beyond concerning.
Yeah.
Beyond concerning because none of the not even the strikers, but also Galeno and I forgot the other winger and Pepe. They're not scoring.
Yeah.
they're not scoring. Pepe's scoring the goals. Joe Mario scored the goal winner. It's just like the goals are coming from different places.
A lot of times it's their defenders
They're
getting
very
the winners.
grateful
Yeah.
they're coming from those places, but they cannot escape the reality now. That is that they're probably the weakest of the big four when it comes to the only specifically strikers. I'm talking specifically strikers, not the offense, because they're just right there in terms of numbers. But when it comes to strikers, they are behind, even behind Braga. I mean, I'm saying even when they're the best.
Everyone's
offensive-
Brian Braga.
Yeah, they're the top scorer.
But they
I mean,
don't have it.
this makes no sense though. You loan out Fran Navarro, but you're losing Taremi for a month because he's going to play for Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't see the logic here. Now all of a sudden you have to put Tony the Tiger back in, but you haven't been playing with Tony the Tiger. He hasn't even been making the bench lately. And now he's like sort of thrust into like this number 2 spot behind Even Nielsen. So I don't understand the whole like loaning out Fran Navarro at this point in time. It doesn't it defies logic. It doesn't make
something's going on that we don't know about. That's the only thing you can. There's something behind the scenes you have to think.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's the only thing that makes sense to me, because it's right now you are going to lose him. He's going to Iran. He's going to play for Iran. You've let Fran go, unless someone's coming out of the woodwork. I don't.
I get this.
They haven't really been playing with Tony, and then Denny Namaso's another guy.
Yeah, Namaso.
He really hasn't been figuring much into this either. So I know.
It's just crazy. You got Evan Nielsen that we said this the other day. They combined, they have 7 goals between Evan Nielsen and Taremi. I mean, that's just way too low the production. Whereas guess what? Aroca has 14.1 shots per game, only 0.1 less shot than Porto.
Yeah.
This is just insane.
And they're not known as an offensive team either. Aroca's not known as an offensive team.
No.
No. But hey, they watch out.
They're
out
good.
For
I'm not saying they're not good. They're good, but actually they're tough. I mean, I always worry about them, but they're a lock them down kind of team, and they're very hard to break down and very hard to score a goal on. But they're not known for generating a lot of chances. And if they're in the same ballpark as Porto in terms of production, in terms of XG, that's saying something.
Okay, now I know we're not to the halfway season yet, but the year is over. The 2023 year is over, and what are what is your outcome for the first for the 2023 year for you, Mikey, and Benfica?
It was the best year we've had in a long time. Because 2022, finished strong, but that we forget that spring, the previous season, that was a disaster. And then Roger Schmidt came, he stabilized everything. 2023, I mean, it wasn't as pretty, but the results were good. We only lost, in the league, we only lost 3 games, I think, in the whole calendar year. 1 this season and 2 last spring. The Champions League performance mars everything for everybody. People over stress on that, in my opinion, because Champions League and league are 2 different things. You got, you're playing different opponents. The games call for different kinds of actions and different kinds of planning. And in the league, we're, as bad as it seemed, and I think the fans have a lot of blame in making this seem even worse than it's been, because here we are at the beginning of the year in what was supposedly a crisis, and we're a point out of first place. Yeah. We're still in Europe, which for a lot of people said was never going to happen when we had 1 point after 5 match days. But it's still there. And of course, this is Portuguese fans for you. You go from being the worst team to getting that 3 points, going to Europe. We're going to win Europa now. Everybody,
exactly.
And it's ridiculous. It's one thing at a time. One thing at a time. But at the end of the day, we've gone through a lot of struggles, but we've only lost once in the league this season. We have found a way to not lose at least. And when we are not playing well, we're getting the result, whether it's a draw or it's a win. We're getting the result. We're not losing. We kept contact with Sporting, and they've been playing, well. And a lot of that was done in a 5-minute span at the end of a game that, could have very easily, we'd be having a different discussion if not for the stoppage time against Sporting, because they would be a minimum of 4 points ahead of us, probably more, because they would have gone very comfortably into the next games. And Benfica probably would have had more trouble in their next matches. So with all that, I'm fairly happy. I feel like we're starting the season again because everybody's so close. It's really like this. It's like starting over. When we hit the second half of the season, it's almost going to be like starting it all over again because it's so tight at the top.
It's just crazy, man. Only 1 point behind Sporting.
Yeah.
Porto is 2 points behind you. And Braga 32, but
they're right there. They're right there.
The brutal January is coming after the Bishops. I don't know. I think they're gonna put up a fight until the very end.
I think so too.
My dear Derek, I said this on week 3. You thought it was delusional. That was crazy. That to believe that your team is my front runner when it comes to the title this year. What do you think about your 2023 with your team?
Speaking to what Mike had mentioned too. If you look at last season, Sporting had a disastrous first half of the season, but actually the second half of the season they played a lot better. I know for the second half last year, Benfica was the champion. Second half of the season, Benfica had 43 points. Sporting had 42.
Yeah.
So Sporting had a really good second half of the season. They only lost to Porto, I think, in the second season. And then this first half of the season, obviously it's been really good for Sporting. They made it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League last season, where they outplayed Juventus, but were taken out by Juventus. And they're in the Europa League again this year. So overall, if you look back at it, if you look back on 2023, it was a pretty good year for Sporting. Obviously now there's a lot of excitement this year because of Victor and what he brings to the team, and it just seems that Sporting's so much more exciting to watch this year than they were last year with the addition of Victor, and he's sort of like the talk of the league. But yeah, overall, you gotta be happy with with the performance this year. The way they've been playing, for the most part, this first half of the season, and there's optimism heading into 2024. Whereas 12 months ago, there was no optimism heading into 2023. So it's totally it's a different feeling, and I do really do believe that this thing is going to go down to the end. This is gonna last 2 or 3 weeks. This is gonna come down to the end, and if it does come down to the end, and let's say we lose by 1 or 2 points, we're gonna remember the stoppage time. The game at Stade de Luz. What happened that stoppage time that could have determined the entire thing. So.
Look at this guy, man. Okay. I get it. I get your position. I'm a more optimistic guy. I'm kind of more. I'm not going to say that I'm more passionate than you because it's your team, but I'm more passionate. I'm so crazy. You heard me, man. I'm not just cuckoo about this when it comes to offensive soccer, and I believe that that their offense for you, it's just is Brad has the best offense in terms of numbers. Okay, but I believe that the Sporting's offense is more solid. The structure is you can go deeper with the Sporting's offense. I don't know. I just don't know when Simon Mas is gonna go cold. Hopefully he doesn't go cold. But if he doesn't go cold, he can will easily score 25 goals
Yeah.
on this season, and that'll be spectacular. I predicted that he was going to score 20 last season, but then he went cuckoo
But he went,
for the
he,
World
but
Cup,
he went
and
cold
he
for
disappeared,
months.
right? And
Yeah. Yeah,
but like Matt
can,
says here,
he can be very streaky. So
Gone
yeah.
3 weeks.
yeah, he can
for
be.
everyone.
So,
You
I
know,
mean,
you know what Matt says? If Liga Portugal was a movie, it would be
I saw
Cars.
that. Yeah.
That's just brilliant, man. That is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Speaking of cars, talking about speed, talking about the offenses so far. When it comes to coaches right now, I think the storm now is gone, right? For Roger Smith. Don't you think that, Mikey?
Until the next bad result. Yeah.
until the next
I mean,
loss. That's all. Benfica, that's all it takes.
that's all it doesn't even have to be a loss. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you only got
You
to
don't-
take out John Evans right
Yeah,
in a game.
that's
so
it.
they
I
go
mean-
crazy.
And the best part of that was that substitution resulted. They got the tying goal a few minutes later. And everyone
Yeah.
forgets that part. It was the right play. It was the right
It
substitution.
was the right call. It was
Yeah.
the right call.
It was the right call.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Right now, Derek, what about Ruben Amorim? What do you think he stands now with the lead and
Yeah.
in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean his credibility just keeps on going, up and up. I do think, I mean, if you're looking back at this last game, I'll give credit to Paulo Sergio of Portimonense, and I'm not a
Yeah.
Paulo Sergio fan. He did coach
This is
Sporting.
because the guy want to take the eyes of the fan, right?
Yeah, he did. He coached Sporting, and it was a disaster,
Mhm.
right? But he went in there with a one of the lowest blocks I've seen.
Mhm.
Like
Oh, yeah.
Portimonense
Oh yeah.
they put 5 guys in the box,
Yeah.
and then another 10 or 15 yards. You had the midfield, a line of 4. I mean, the Sporting center backs were about 15 yards deep into their.
Oh yeah. They were
Portimonense's
almost in the
half.
third.
They were parking. They parked the bus.
The bus, the truck, the
but-
semi, everything, man.
But I mean, if you think about it, that was the way that they neutralized Victor.
Yeah. There was too much traffic.
Because they were it
Three guys in
enabled
them.
them,
Two, three
enabled
guys in
them to
them all the time.
double team, triple team, and Victor did basically nothing in that first half. And also give credit to the defense; those guys were switched on. They were like total focus, totally concentrated. They were fit. I mean, they were switched on. Their game plan worked beautifully in the first half. I mean, they didn't have many chances, but I think they had the best chance of the first half.
Yeah,
So
they did.
they could have had the lead. The second half, it's tough to stay switched on, for 90 minutes. And I think one of the only times they switched off, Victor scored.
Yeah.
Where he was able to get a little space going underneath. It was a great pass by Pote, and Victor scored. And you really did think Sporting was going to, push forward and score the second goal. But again, this has happened before. This has happened several times this season, where Sporting had, I think they at least had 12 corners, and they didn't, and that didn't result in one legitimate scoring chance from those 12 corners. Portimonense gets a free kick 40 yards outside the box.
Yeah.
They pop it in, and then there's the goal.
Yeah.
Again, it's just, these teams that, will have, 1 or 2 set pieces against Sporting. They take advantage and they score. I mean, it happened in the Stadio Luz, that was the corner. The corner resulted in the first goal. Yeah. Sporting has given up these goals on set pieces. This is a recurring theme. And this could come back to haunt them. This could be the reason why they lose the title. I mean, this is something, I think it's something very serious.
Which is not that small, the set pieces, right? But every detail matters, and you got to cover all the aspects if you want to be the champion.
Yeah.
But I was so happy when when they turned on the switch, it was especially Marquitos. Marquitos Edwards played a fantastic second half. He understood that what he needed to do in order to break that freaking 16 men in the back of
Yeah.
Portuguese, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just not just only with the deep runs, but with the association with the
Combination. Yeah.
pick and roll, the pick and roll.
Yeah.
It's
He's,
like
he,
that's how you
he was
break
he was
walls,
able to penetrate
Yeah.
you know.
in
That
that second half. In the second half, he was.
in the second half, yes, in the
Yeah,
second half.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that he for me, I know that we all are amazed by Jokic, but I think Marcus Edwards was one of the key elements on the victory for
Yeah.
Sporting against this Portimonense side that is. He was so. I mean, like you said, and like we saw, it's just they were right there to minimize the damage, right? The less they can attack
From
me, the better.
from minute one, but I mean, if you look at it, they scored the tying goal. Then they had two killer chances to make it 2-1.
Yeah.
It was 1v1 with Adon.
Yeah.
You know, their game plan worked for the most part. They had got their two 1v1s with Adon. They didn't score, and then Paulinho scored a beautiful goal there at the end. After missing like two or three sitters, but yeah, I mean, in a 1-1 game, they could have if they went up 2-1, that would have resulted in a super complicated situation for Sporting, and I don't know if they wouldn't have gotten the 3 points. But Adon, who's had a tough season, came up big, and we got out of there with 3 huge points, which keeps us on top, and then we'll see what happens on Friday, but.
We got Team Powers here asking about Ivan Jaime. I know we got this Benfica and Sporting, but you got
Is
me
he
here.
alive?
I'm all over the place, all over the teams. I think it's as soon as Sergio Conceição decides to, I don't know, not go in cuckoo, because honestly, if I were Sergio Conceição, I said this. I called the other day the Porto game. Did I call it Porto game? Was it? No, I was doing the highlights. What was I going to say? Put Chico Conceição a starter. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, nobody's going to question you now because he's your son.
No.
Let me tell you, he is the best winger that you have on the roster.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Stop it. Stop
Yes.
with Pepe, and sitting on the bench. Maybe that competition is going to bring the best out of Pepe too. Seeing that the young kid is going to take the spot, because every time he enters the pitch, he makes a difference. He makes a difference for Porto. And let me tell you, I will go with Jaime and with Chico Conceição. And because you got Varela and Eustáquio and the double people, that's the solid part of the team, but they don't have the magic. There's no one to bring the spark to the offense. And on top of that, you don't have the strikers at the level that they used to. Because if let's be honest here, if Taremi is in 2021 mode, it would have been a different story for Porto right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I've been watching their highlights. I watched some of their games, and it's just hard to believe that here we are in January, and I really still haven't seen them play like great football. I'm waiting for them to flip the switch and then go on like a 12-13 game run like they always do.
Yeah.
But here we are in January. I'm still waiting for that, the best version of FC Porto. I feel like I haven't seen it yet.
And I don't think that we will see it this season.
You're right. You're right.
You know what, though?
There's no signs that it's turning around. I mean, even they're playing the last place team at home. And I mean, that guy had a free header and he hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
That could have been 1-1 right at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, that last play of the game was a penalty. I mean,
yeah, I know, but you know what? In other seasons, what is this, season 6? I'm calling. There was always another level for Porto that that was there.
Yeah.
But we were not sure if there's another level.
Right now, As we
this
speak.
right now.
Yeah.
We don't know if it comes up. Fantastic for me. It's awesome because it's going to bring even a
Even
closer
more drama.
competition.
Yeah.
More drama. Yes,
Yeah.
more Southern drama, right? And more
Yeah.
drama to the table. And I'm excited for that. But hopefully it happens. I don't know when it's going to happen. But if it comes in February, I think it's going to be too late. I think it has to come now in January. It has to be the turning point of the season has to start right now for Porto. I'm not saying it's do or die, but pretty close.
Yeah,
Pretty close.
they got to play Braga in a few weeks, so
That's a key game for them. Yeah.
game. I believe that's a pivotal game.
That's the kind of game where if they get a result that they can rally around and all of a sudden get that wave going and get that momentum going into the rest of the season, because we've seen this club for 40 years now. Whenever you think they're down, they rally together. They fight like nobody else. I mean, there's no quitting that team. I will never count them out as long as I'm alive.
You can't count them out.
Even in their worst seasons, they end up like at worst case in third place, 4 points out of the title. Like even when they're like a guaranteed 85 points, like they always find a way to get to that number, no matter how they play.
And then I was checking with some stat earlier today. What is it? How many games? I want to tell you now. It was Porto are undefeated in 697 of the last 779 games.
Yeah, I believe that.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated. Yeah. So it's just ridiculous for the Dragons. But
they're the best at winning when they play, even though they play bad. I mean, I think Sporting can't get away with playing bad.
Right.
If they play bad, they drop points. Whereas FC Porto can play bad and still win and win and win. That's their uncanny ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're the best at still getting the result even when they're not playing at their best. Whereas
they're playing at home that game against Braga. They're playing at
it's a home game. It's a home game, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the guys. I think, hopefully I get that game. It'll be fantastic. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
The chat's active tonight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's the thing. All right. Now I'm losing my mic now. Jesus.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited because of the chat, man.
Yeah.
All right. Who's that, Matt? Tim. The center back situation with Porto. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
With those dropping 20 mil on David Carmo and not
he's
getting anything.
He's as good as gone. Yeah.
I mean, once you get sent to the B team.
Yeah, you're as good as gone. Yeah.
He's gone, but and Pepe and you lost Marcano too.
Yeah.
You lost Marcano for the season pretty much. Because
ACL.
Yeah.
ACL, and that's 6-7 months out.
They've been
6-7 months out. I don't know. We got another guy here. David Pereira. All right.
Yeah.
Porto has more a problem with the fullbacks. Yeah.
They have a problem with that. Yeah.
They've been saying that got boys that we don't have the boys here from the Porto podcast tonight, but it's just it's a recurrent issue that
looks like Wendell's coming back though. So
he came on at the end, didn't he? This week?
Yeah. But it's not the same Wendell. It's not the same Wendell.
Yeah.
It's not the same from a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and you still, I mean, in the way that Porto plays, the wing backs, they have to explode. And Joe Mario, as much as I love him, because for me, if it's not the fastest, one of the second fastest right backs in the nation, but he's not giving you it doesn't matter when you go all the way up and then you take a shitty cross. You know, like no. I don't want you. Just run into the goal instead of not send me a crappy shot, a crappy cross. We're not gonna get anything out of it. And on top of that, you have your strikers that that they can score at all. At all. My God. All right.
Yeah.
My dear friend, my Iranian Tower friend, please forgive me, but hopefully you get better, man. Hopefully you get better. I'm talking about Mediterranean, of course. I love him to death, and
He seems to have Inter on
what
his
is this?
mind too.
I want to say this about Mediterranean, okay? I just can't. I can't wait for the guys for the Portuguese to come back because they say, "Oh, you were waiting for us to not be there to bash my Porto side." No, it's not the point. We were talking about your team. Yes, you're not here to defend your team anyway. Listen to this, all right? Because for me, he's still the best penalty seller in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't sold one this season. Not one.
I know.
Not one penalty.
Yeah.
They haven't bought one yet. No.
I mean, he was selling them buy one get one free.
Yeah.
Last couple of years, yeah.
Seems
I remember
like
one time against Sporting,
70% off.
One time against Sporting, he sold 3 in the same game.
I know. And that was what was that? Sebastian Kratzes, right?
Yeah.
He
made all 3.
He committed 3 penalties and a red card too. What's the red card? That one? Did he get a red card on that one
I think
too?
he did. Yeah,
Right?
I think he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right, how many points do you think Porto need at home to rest at the top 4? 7 to 9 points.
I think he means in the games against Benfica, Sporting, and Braga, 7 to 9 points in those 3. Yeah,
against the rest of the top 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 is.
Oh yeah, top 4. Yeah.
If you don't get 7,
minimum.
If you get 7, but
they've already dropped. They've already lost to both of us, and they've dropped a lot of points already in the head-to-head. So they absolutely have to get a minimum of 7, I think, in those 3.
If there's not 7, you're out.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think they got to get 7.
All right, guys. Outside of the big 4, all right. Which one is the time? Which one is the team that you like the most right now? Right now.
I mean, right now, if we're looking at current form, it would be Estoril. I think these guys, they're not just winning. They're
people.
Convincing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're scoring like 4 goals a game. I don't know where this is coming from.
4 goals in they put 4 in 3 of the last 4 victories. They put 4 each.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think they're the it team. At the beginning of the season, Boavista was the it team. It just, they're these. I just feel like that these lower level teams, like mid-table teams, they'll go through these 5, 4, 5, 6 amazing weeks.
Yeah,
and then they come back down to earth. Yeah. So
it only takes one injury for them to drop.
Aroca is going longer than that.
Yeah.
Aroca hasn't lost a game since they lost against you. Since Sporting September 30th.
Wow.
So
they've been
they'll put up
that's more than 6 weeks already.
Yeah.
And then he shows
they should have had all. I mean, realistically, we saw the game. I mean, they should have had all 3 points at the Dragão. I mean, oh my God, Jesus!
Oh, that
was a disgrace. Yeah.
Hey, that
was bad, man.
Was that Chiquinho, right? And speaking of which, of calls, no calls, bad calls, controversial calls, I think there was a penalty, Mikey, on Chiquinho. No,
I don't
think so.
I made a note of this because I think in all 3 of the big 3's games there was a moment like that, and all 3 of them were not called. So
okay, you're right.
So at least we're seeing some consistent. I mean, you can't really make an argument if it is called because the hand is extended. Yeah. It's normally not, but in our league it is called, fairly often. So obviously I think it was the right no call, but I did see that. I did keep a note of that when I watched the other 2. When I watched Sporting and watched Porto play, there was a similar play in each of the games, and all 3 times they were not called. So maybe the referees are gonna, tighten up a little bit, call fewer penalties.
But you know what? I want to say that after I think it's gonna be like a month since we haven't had any controversial performances from the referees, because when was that? A couple of months ago, it was just bad. I mean, not bad. It was horrible. But all across the board, not only with Benfica and Porto and Sporting, it was
all across the board. Yeah.
Everywhere. You know, some Moreirense, when Moreirense games, God, what the other one, Aroca games, going really bad. But it seems like right now we're
leveling off a little bit.
Yeah. We're in peace now until.
Though I'm not gonna let Pinheiro off the hook for that Guimarães game. I'm not gonna let him off the hook.
Oh man,
that absurd. That penalty was absurd.
It was
like absurd. Yeah. And you can't just blame him. I mean, the VAR, that's when you see it clear, that's when a VAR is supposed to intervene, when it's a clear and obvious error. That was a clear and obvious error.
I think that's what becomes the most confusing thing, is when it looks so obvious and somehow VAR gets it wrong.
Yeah.
It's like you can understand how the referee in live action can get it wrong, but how do you get it wrong when you're the VAR and you're looking at
all the different angles?
And it's crazy, right? Because they show you the replays, and when I see that, and I'm calling the game, I was like, I say this all the time. You saw what I saw, so you cannot tell me that this is not a penalty. If it is a penalty, and then they got the wrong call. It's like, what? This is it. You know what? There's a Argentinian commentator that proposed this for soccer to be like the NFL, right? When the refs they explain their decision.
MLS is going to do that this season.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
okay.
Just like they did at the Women's World Cup last year. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. They did it at the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, they're gonna implement that this season. So it'll be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, that will be cool.
And that's gonna be is gonna be an insane amount of pressure on the referees, because one thing is to say, hey, to the people around you, no, it's not a penalty, la la la.
It's very easy to just go like this and like that or like this.
Right, you can explain to
with no explanation.
And you're gonna feel the heat. Yeah. You're gonna feel the heat. Oh my God! Minho Derby this Saturday, guys.
Yep.
Minho Derby. All right. I'm excited for that.
That's always a passion.
I don't have my schedule up yet. I only know that I got the what do I have? Sporting. Oh, I got this Sporting.
You have Sporting. Yeah, you said that on the last broadcast.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I forgot about that, because I got the before the end of the year. Usually I got a week ahead, but because it was the end of the year, we got our schedule for 2 weeks. And I got Sporting Estoril at the Albalade. Are you concerned, Eric?
Yes, but then again, I'm always concerned.
I know.
I'm the same way. All right,
let me rephrase that. I mean, from a scale from 1 to 10, how much of concern are you now?
That's it. I mean, because of their form. I'd say it's a 7. I mean, this has been kind of scary, these 4-goal games and stuff. So,
7. You're 7?
Yeah. But the only thing that because they're scoring, I think
you're not the coach, man.
I don't think they're going to play. I don't think they're going to play as as deep as Portimonense did. I think they'll be more adventurous, and that will give Sporting more space to work with. So that could come back to bite us real. So I mean, playing at the Alvalades, I mean, I still think we're going to win. I do feel we're going to win. I'm really interested to watch this game, though. I mean, I haven't really seen Estoril. I mean, aside from they beat Porto twice, for crying out loud. But I haven't really watched the game outside of those Porto games. So I'm curious. I'm really curious about this game. I want to see them. I want to see them play. And I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a 1-goal game. But I do think I think Sporting will win at the Alvalade, but it's going to be tough. I think it's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, I don't want to scare you more, right? But let me give you these ratings from
Yeah,
WhoScored.com, right?
yeah,
On the weekly on the week from the 23rd to the 30th of last 20th of December, we
yeah,
have Marcelo Carnet, we got Parra, we got Joao Marquez, we got Teo Araujo, and we have Rodri Gomez
yeah,
in the best 11.
yeah.
All of them for Estoril. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Believe it.
Oh,
Yeah, scoring goals. Plus, again, this is like a gripe that I have. I feel like the African Nations Cup. Do they hold this thing like every year?
Every 2 years.
It feels like they hold it every year.
Yeah,
Now you have the
COVID
Asian
COVID
Federation.
screwed up the
Yeah.
rotation. So yeah, and
Okay.
yeah,
The World Cup postponed it from last year to this year.
Because
right.
we're losing Diomande, who is having a amazing season, and we're losing Morita because he's going to
Yeah,
play
He's going
Japan.
to go to Asia. Yeah.
And I feel that Japan, in my opinion, is sort of like the preeminent power right now in Asia. So
they're
I
coming.
feel they're going to make a deep run.
They're coming.
So we're going to lose him. I think we're going to lose him for more than a month. And those are two starters. Plus, we're losing Jenny, who he plays a lot. He's not
Yeah,
a starter, but if he's not starting, he's definitely going to come off the bench and play a half hour at least. So I know those are three players that figure into the game for Sporting week after week. You're looking at Coates. He's not 100%. He missed the last game. I don't know if he's going to play against Estoril. San Just. I mean, it's frustrating with Jeremiah because I do think that he has like world class ability, but it's just he can't stay healthy.
that's the
I
shame, man.
I hope that I'm wrong. I just don't. I think that he's never going to be healthy for a prolonged period of time. It just I've seen this too often, where a guy he's just so injury prone that the next injury is just around the corner. And
And that's crazy because you have that, and also you have what is this Coates Sebastian that he's recovering too, and
yeah,
hope he stays healthy. And then you at one point you could lose all your starters on the back
yeah.
three.
You just have Gonzalo, who
Gonzalo and
oh,
Mateus.
yeah,
Mateus is not a
yeah.
center back.
They're gonna drop Royce, so Mateus Royce is gonna be a center back,
Yeah,
and
but
then it's up to him what he wants to do with the other side. He still doesn't trust Quaresma, even though he
he's now he's getting up there. He's getting up there. He's getting
had
minutes.
to
He's
kill it.
getting minutes.
I mean, I don't really. I mean, I've seen too much of him. I don't really trust the guy either.
Oh, why is that?
Being honest with you, I mean, I've seen too many like sort of infantile mistakes, like mistakes that like you see at like a very like junior level.
Uh,
And you got to face it. You got to look at it too. Let's look at it too. I mean, it's been failed loan after failed loan. He wasn't able to break through at Pastors de Ferreira. He wasn't able to break through at Tondela. He went to Germany, played for Offenheim, and the entire season he played 4 games. He's, it's been he really hasn't made it work. At these loan spells, and for the most part, with Sporting, it's just he hasn't convinced me enough that he's just he doesn't have the caliber to play at a big club like Sporting, in my opinion.
he's.
You know,
I want to say that he is he's earning his rank
and I
species.
and I hope so. I hope that he continues to develop, and he's gonna get opportunities now. with Diamande over in over at the African Nations Cup,
Mhm.
the uncertainty around Coates, he's going to get opportunities now.
He's gonna get 90
And I
minutes.
mean, but
He's gonna get 90 minutes.
he's got to. I mean, this is do or die time for him, though. He has to seize these opportunities. If this next month, if the mistakes happen, if penalties happen, and it's because of him, this could be like his last chance, in my opinion. This is extreme. This is extremely important. I know 4 to 6 weeks for him. And I hope that I hope that he does well. I really do. But am I 100% confident he's going to do well? Being honest with you, no, I'm not.
No, okay.
But I hope I'm wrong. He could also, another option is Gaio. Gaio could also play as like a center back, but without Jenny,
Then you got Neto.
without Jenny, you sort of
Yeah.
have to play him at right back. So
You got Neto too.
you have Neto. Yeah.
He doesn't sound excited about
Yeah.
I know.
He played 45 minutes and Ruben's like, no, that's enough.
No, that's enough.
This
Hey,
last game.
what's this? David Pereira is saying, what is this, Fernandez? What's Fernandez? Which Fernandez is on loan? I forgot.
Mateus Fernandes.
Mateus
He's
Fernandez.
He's playing for Estoril, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot.
He's playing for
Forgot
Estoril.
about- now that you mentioned the mistakes from Quaresma, it's I think that's the big difference between him and Antonio Silva, right? Then Antonio Silva is like a 30-year-old guy on the pitch and has been
Maturity,
playing for like
absolutely.
forever,
Yeah.
and he doesn't make those mistakes.
No.
For 19, he's 20 now, right?
I think he's 20 now, yeah.
He's 20
Yeah.
now, right? But
Yeah.
it seems like we've been seeing this guy playing like forever. And he's been proven with the Champions League games. And I'm so happy that he's getting those performances. Do you think he's gonna be gone this not the winter transfer window, but at the end of the season?
He could be. He very well could be. We'll see how he plays in this final 6 months, but he very well could be. I mean, if we have to sell one, either him or Neves, I obviously would rather sell the center back. But I don't know. It's again, he's a center back, and the price tag might scare some people away too, because we've seen that in the past where you have a talented center back, but Benfica aren't going to sell under what they want for him. So that may scare people off for another season. And he's made some mistakes this season too. I mean, he was sent off twice in the Champions League. He's looked young when he's made those mistakes. Yeah. And in a way, I was like, well, see, he's not ready to make the jump, guys. Let's
keep him for another year.
Let's keep him for another year, right? And I think all Portuguese fans feel that way about their players because they're leaving younger and younger. And like you said, he's played for 18 months and we feel like it's been forever because we're not used to seeing anybody stick around that long.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he could very well be the one that goes this summer. We'll have to see what the market calls for and what kind of offers come in for him.
Now, Mike, let me ask you this: how much are you on board on all this hype for Joao Neves? Do you think? Because for me, I gotta say this: I don't think that he's for all that hype. To be honest,
he's important to Benfica. Will he go to Manchester United and be that important? I highly doubt it. Will he adapt to another league? I don't know. He's so young still. Yeah, no. I mean, he's only been a senior player since last winter. It was at this time last year where he was called into the first team.
Yeah.
And, teams are spending more and more money on players that are less and less proven. They give you a good run of form for a couple months, and all of a sudden, everyone wants to come in. They want to buy them now because
it's scary. It is. It really is scary. I mean,
yeah, it is.
I mean, can look at Atletico. They invested 120 million in João Felix.
Right.
Have they seen that return on investment?
Nope. But how much do they invest in Samuel Lino from Gil Vicente, right?
He's having some success now with Barcelona, but what has he done for Atletico?
He was not a good fit for Atletico from day one. That
Yeah. I mean, to be coached by
I never
Simeone
fully
didn't-
understood
and
if they were going to continue to be Simeone's Atletico, why they would go spend
Yeah.
like that
Oh,
on a young attacker.
You're right. It
made
didn't
no
make any
sense.
sense.
It didn't make any sense. It's the agent. I think the agents wield more power than I think the average people, the average fan understands, because they push these deals through. They get their commissions, and you get a situation with 126 million paying for a guy who's now out on loan to one of your biggest rivals in your own league.
Yeah.
It makes
And
no sense.
this is his second loan too.
It's the second loan, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that I know. I just think it was a really good example would be Renato Sanchez.
That's another one. Yeah,
Well, I do think
absolutely.
he's a good player, but he never
Wrong
really
time.
he never really got a chance to really fully develop and show himself at Benfica. He was snapped up so quickly,
Right.
and look at where he is now. Like, it's just he's having such a tough time at Roma now.
Right.
It's been such a very turbulent career for him since he's left Portugal, and it was probably in all likelihood due to the fact that he left too early.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
And
He wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. That's the thing. And what I was gonna say, I want to drop one more name and then we go with the predictions. But I'm gonna speaking of these talents, the return of Trincao to the Primera Liga, and he was all fantastic for Braga. Then he went to Spain, and it was not.
Similar story.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out for him at all. And now he is not getting the. He's not a starter.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
nor does he deserve to be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's getting some chances. I mean, when you're on the bench and you're getting your name called and you're going to go in there for those 20 minutes, I mean, you got to make it happen those 20 minutes. You got to seize the opportunities, and he has not been able to do so at all this year.
And especially when the performances from Edwards too, when you go up in for Edwards, it's just you gotta step up.
Absolutely,
big time to do so. Big time, because the guy is phenomenal. Of course, is one of my favorite players, by the way. Marquitos.
I love Marquitos too. I mean, in my opinion, Trincão really hasn't shown me enough. He really hasn't shown me that he could be a starter for Sporting. I mean, when you're up against a guy like Porte, if you're up against a guy like Marcus Edwards, and the way that those guys have been playing, then he doesn't deserve to play in front of those guys. He hasn't shown me. He's shown me basically nothing this year. He's been very disappointed.
Tenor at Lille went well, he says.
What's that?
He said David Pereira, the tenor at Lille went well.
I think he's talking about Renato Sanchez.
Renato, right? For Renato.
And then he bolted from there too.
He went to PSG.
It makes me wonder who's advising. I mean, I think all their moves are motivated by finances, because every time he's in a good situation, he goes to another one. So who knows if he had stayed at Lille, what his situation would be today? He wouldn't be as wealthy, but he might be playing on a regular basis.
I want to drop this name. I know you guys. This guy. He was the king of the transfers. He banking after one team after another one. I forget his name. The Toro Vieri. You remember Vieri?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That guy. I mean, it's 20 million. 20 million there. 25 million. I mean, that guy. I think he's like. He said 450 million or something in transfers.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Remind me, like Hernan Crespo was another one.
Yeah, he played for a lot of teams.
Oh, Crespo went all over the place. There's a Lazio, Parma, Inter, Chelsea. Let's keep on going. Yeah.
AC Milan.
He played for both.
AC Milan. Yeah. Portugal in the Champions League. Yeah.
But he was a tremendous striker. Come on.
He was a great striker. There's no doubt. He was for real.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna go with the predictions for this round 16 that is coming. Of course, the first one, we're going to start because it's the first game also. Sporting versus Estoril at the Albalade, Mr. Derek Gomez. What do you think? Give me your score.
2-1.
I don't want a result. I want a score.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1
All
for
right.
Sporting. I do feel,
Mikey?
they'll pull through.
2-0. 2-0. I think Sporting score fairly early, and then they end it late.
Yeah.
They're going to suffer
me,
up until the 88th minute and then make it 2-0.
Yeah.
I love drama, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, this one. And, I'm always cool because I'm going to go with 3-2 Sporting.
All right.
3-2. And, a late goal from Victor Jokic to top it off. All right.
Yeah.
Oof. Boa Vista versus Porto. Yeah. It's not a given, huh?
I don't know.
It's still going to be like a 2-1 game. It's
that's
all
their games have
it's
been.
their favorite score of the season.
Yeah.
It's
not going to be like like this like triumphant victory. I don't see that happening.
No.
Last week I called it too. I mean, I think that people were getting a little hawkish on Porto last week because they're playing at home against the last place team.
Mm-hmm.
So people were saying 2-0, 3-0. I said it was going to be 1-0. I was right. Because they haven't shown me anything. Like they really haven't impressed me in these games. So I mean, I think they'll win, but again, it's going to be one of those 1-0, 2-1 games. I mean that's my prediction.
All right, guys, we're going to the Saturday games. Estrella Madura versus Vizela. Huh. I want to say 1-1 in this one.
Where is it? Who's at home?
Estrella.
Obleda. Okay, so I think Estrella wins at home 2-1.
I think so too. I'm going to go 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1. All right. We're going now to Faro. Farense versus Gil Vicente. I'll take Farense 3-1 on Gil Vicente.
I'll take Farense. How many goals? Say 4-2. Let's have some goals in this one.
Oh, nice. I like that. Derek?
I'm going to go 2-2 on this one.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm curious to see how Farense does after that, after getting destroyed by Estoril. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
David. I know that Gil Vicente hasn't won away all year long. I know. Boa Vista 2-0 is it for the? Porto 2-0 in Boa Vista.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Matt. What was I going to say here? Mikey, you're going to Oruca.
Yeah. I think Benfica win. I think it's going to be tough again. 2-1 probably. Although we haven't surrendered, so I'll say 1-0. It's going to be a 1-0 win.
1-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Mike on this one too. I think it's going to be 1-0.
Yeah.
Oroca is going to fight these guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1-1 on this one.
Oh, Nino. God bless you, Nino.
Music to his ears.
Yeah.
Matt Shannon says Benfica 2-0. All right. And also Matt says Gil Vicente or Farense. No, that's Miguel. Oh, we got another one. Oh, we got Miguel. All right. Miguel
started to build a little bit of a following.
Yeah.
We're going up, guys. We're going up.
Here we go. Right. There we go.
What is this? Braga versus Victoria Guimarães at the Municipal de Braga. Nighttime game, baby. Give me the Bishops.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Yeah, it's gonna be 3-2. It's gonna be one of those games, man.
I'm gonna say 3-1.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna.
I'm gonna say 3-2 also.
Yeah,
3-2.
That's gonna be.
I like that.
That's gonna be a fun one. Yeah,
it should be. It should be a fun one.
Matt says 2-1 for Braga. Okay.
Right.
I know Dave's got Braga in that one. David.
And Miguel B, he says Benfica will win easily. Ooh.
I don't. They haven't been
He's like,
many.
no, we're not. Yeah, Mike is not
Define
so happy.
easily was.
I think
was
Aruka's going to fight these guys. I
oh,
really do.
absolutely.
Oh yeah,
This past week that was 3-0, but it wasn't easy. So I mean, easily.
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah. I mean, three.
If you
there's
ain't
some
watched the
games
game,
that
you see you
the
saw
scores
3
can be
0. Oh,
deceptive.
they trashed this guy. No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the scores can be deceptive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next game? Rio Ave versus Portimonense. No goals here.
You're probably right.
Yeah. I was gonna say 1-1
on this match. I'm sorry. Hopefully, I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say something that save it for you. What I was gonna say? Yeah, I'm gonna say 0-0 on that one.
I have the same feeling that it's 0-0. I don't know.
I think at best we're looking at a 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Diallo, Alvarito Diallo has been rested. Yes, I love Alvarito Diallo. Famalicão versus Chaves. I'll take Fama.
I'll take
Fama.
I'll take Fama as well.
I'll take Fama. Yep.
2-1. I want to see Chaves score. Give me a goal for Nectar Hernandez. Give me a goal for Nectar. Double H.
Yeah.
Derek, what do you say?
I want to go with 2-1 as well. I got a feeling. Yeah, I got a feeling Chaves will score a goal. But Fama will win at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say 3-1 Fama.
Yeah. 3-1. All
Yeah.
right. And then Monday Night Soccer is gonna be Moreirense, the impressive Moreirense versus Casapia. Ooh. I'll take Moreirense.
I'll take Moreirense.
3-1 on that one.
And that'll put them level with Vitória Guimarães for 5th place if Guimarães lose to Braga too. Yeah.
I'll take
Moreirense. They'll know the result. They'll be motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say but this is going to be the 3-0, I think, this week. 3-0 to Moreirense.
Yeah.
Because Pia are going to be caught off guard on this one.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a nice, clean 2-0 victory.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that Casapia really hasn't been the same since the beginning of the season.
No, they've dropped off a little.
Especially after they sold Godwin.
Hold on, guys. Say hi to my girlfriend. Says hi.
Hello.
Hey, he's calling me in the middle of the show. So okay. Hey, what can I say? Maybe I love you. I'll call you later. Give me 5 minutes. Love is love, man. All right, you gotta say what you gotta do. All right, guys. That's all the predictions. Really appreciate it coming in tonight. It's first Tuga Tuesdays of the 2024.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, guys. Is it 9 better or 10 better? I think 10, right?
The 10's gonna have
seems to work. It seems to work better.
Right.
Now my kids got practice on Tuesdays until 9 o'clock now. So
yeah,
that'll
do all right. So we'll do 10 then. We'll do 10.
All right.
And what I was gonna say, Mikey and Derek, you gotta send me your addresses, and I need your size jersey because I wanna see some.
All right.
We're gonna be,
all right.
This is 2024. We're gonna be
all right.
Professional, right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. We're gonna go our Tuga Tuesday polo shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm working on the logo.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah,
I like that. All right, I will do that.
Huh?
On YouTube, they have Arsenal has its own little fan channel, AFTV. We got to do the same thing here.
Yeah, just
Tuga TV.
Things are coming, brother. Things are coming. We're gonna go the logo here. We're gonna get some.
Awesome.
We're gonna get that better. We're gonna do this Tuga Tuesday massive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Right, guys,
we need theme music. We need theme music. That's
Yeah. I'm so into this freaking Game of Thrones thing, so maybe I'll find something of that. I'll be cool.
All right. Awesome.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
all right.
See you
all right,
next
guys.
week.
I'll see you next
Bye-bye.
week.
All right.
Bye,
See you
guys.
guys.